Okay, hello everyone. My name is Ezekiel Kuhoga, and for those who don't know me yet, I'm a resident in Mikkeli City in Finland, and I'm not a leader yet, but I'm the founder of this Mikkeli International Community, not the community in general, but the kind of organized community. And I'm here to speak few words to the international community. My brothers and sisters here in Mikkeli, but also I think from other parts in Finland, as far as I can reach. Last week on 19th, we had a board meeting as Mikkeli International Community, and the main things we are discussing are the identity of Mikkeli International Community, but also the roles that we are supposed to play for the community. But I hope we will be able to announce them soon. We are still drafting these things, and once they are ready, we will see. We will come and announce them publicly. But I'm not here to discuss as the, or in the capacity of the board member of the Mikkeli International Community. I'm here to discuss as the concerned member of the international community in general. So, but some of the things that I will discuss, they are part of the things that we need to address as the Mikkeli International Community. To begin with, I should state it clearly that Finland is one of the best countries, of the few best countries. That's why I am here. That's why also you are here, because it's much better compared to where we're coming from in terms of governance, in terms of policies, integration of information, and all those things. So it's one of the very good countries. However, being patriotic, being a good resident of this community, we still have the responsibility to contribute in many different ways to the country as the whole, but also to its communities. And in doing so, there will be many things that we are supposed to do. We can offer unique solutions or non-unique, as long as they help somebody. We can help informing associations and organizations and communities. We can advise and criticize where it feels convenient and relevant. And also, so what I'm going to do today, I consider it a good contribution. And by doing so, I consider also myself a good resident of Finland. I'm not sure, I don't know much about the challenges that we are facing as the international community. And when I say international, now I refer to those people who are coming also from other countries, maybe Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan, Poland, Holland. I'm not sure. But I know more about the challenges that we face as Africans. I am an African, and I think most of the challenges that I face, they are also common to other Africans who have the same complexion as me, the same skin color, the same hair, some sort like that. So I will comment more on the challenges that I am more aware of. There are many things that we have to fight against, especially as African community in Finland, and not just in Finland, in Europe. Of course, now speaking particularly in Finland, we have the language barrier. I think most of you are aware of that. We have lack of access of information. And when I say lack of access of information, I don't mean information is not available. Information is there, but the challenge is, how do you know where to get this information? And of course, it starts with knowing first if that information is available. Because where we're coming from, for instance, myself, we don't have these things. Most of these things, getting help, for example, like Kela, it supports people. We don't have Kela in my country. You do your own struggle. So when you come here, it's hard to imagine that there is something like Kela. But knowing that there are these benefits and advantages, it's good so that you can benefit. But also lack of proper networking. There is this one report which was written by one staff, I think it was staff, I think a PhD graduate from Aalto University, and he said 80% of jobs which are announced in the public, they are not truly public, which means that 80% of all jobs that are announced, they are being connected depending on the network. So which means if you're not connected in these networks, you are not going to get any job. Only 20% is what all of you are fighting against. These are the only ones which are truly public. And I think I've said it several times. I'm one of the beneficiaries of this networking, but I'm also one of the victims, because I believe there are some times which I did not get some benefits because I was not properly connected. I didn't have good enough people to add credit on my weight to be able to benefit something. So, and above all, we have the stigmatization. I think stigmatization is the real problem in Europe. I think, now speaking again specifically about the Africans, we have been regarded mostly as uneducated, uncivilized, hostile or unfriendly, unskilled, unexperienced. So regardless of the certificate or anything, this is the first impression that most of the people who are non-Africans will have against Africans. That's why we have the segregation. And this might not be the racism, might not be even related to hate, but it's what people believe according to what they see. And I can give you examples. I'm not just speaking from the books or from what I see in the media. Myself, I will give you three instances. Number one, I remember one time in UNSU I was entering the second-hand shop, and one lady, the moment she saw me with my friend who was also an African, that lady, she held tight to her purse. And I had to stare at her for almost 10 seconds to show her that I saw what she did. And of course, she also froze for like 10 seconds, and then after that, everybody went on their own way. That is what happened to me. But number two, in UNSU, for those who knew that when I stayed in UNSU, I was a man of business. I had so many business ideas. I went to see a lot of people. I participated in the draft challenge, which was organized by the Epic Challenge. And I even won the 1,000 euros in order to work on my idea. But the challenge came when I started to approach some companies in order to introduce my idea to them. One time I was fortunate enough to get a Finnish friend, a lady. She was really a lovely friend, and she was willing to go and speak on my behalf to some companies. And in one of the companies, she went and spoke, and they were very much thrilled with the idea which I had. And they told her, we really want to work with you and your friend. Please come and talk to us, and we can see how we can integrate. So she came and told me, but unfortunately she had other businesses and she wanted me to go on my own. And I went to that company and introduced myself, but immediately after the introduction, then they were too busy to do anything. So they said, yes, your idea is good, but I'm sorry, we are too busy. We can't take your idea now. So I would compare now to the feedback which was received the day before, that they were available to cooperate. So that is stigmatization. But number three is the interview. I've been very fortunate to have some also Finnish friends who have been helping me to seek for jobs. And I've been actually connected to some of the positions here in Mikkeli. Of course, I didn't accept most of them because of the personal reasons and stuff like that. But in one of the company which I was more interested because it has the kind of work which I have invested in for some time, they were so much attracted to my character after that person who was helping me was telling them about my abilities and my grade, my education. And they said, please set us an interview with him so that we can hire him. I went for an interview, but after the interview, then they said, oh, of course it's good, you look so bright, but we don't need a person at the moment. We will tell you when we have the position. 6 months passed, I emailed them, they said again, I'm sorry, we don't have any position for you right now, but keep on emailing us. Later on I realized this is just a kind gesture. But the truth is, many people still have that stigmatization against the Africans. But now some people said, why don't you go back home? I have one friend, a lady, and I really respect this lady, and she said, why don't you go back to your home where you can be respected and stuff like that? And I'm here to say that is some kind of, I would call it a stupid argument. Why? Because speaking of the immigration, as some of people would like to call us, or to call some of my brothers and sisters, I think Everyone in this earth is an immigrant at one point or another. The only people who have never migrated, I think it's Adam and Eve. I don't have any record for them living outside of the Garden of Eden where God had put them. Or even from the science perspective, it has been claimed that the skull of the first human being was discovered in East Africa, in Tanzania, Olduvai Gorge site. And which means if the human was discovered on one site, one location in the earth, all other humans have been migrating to different places of the earth. But what's different is that there are some people who would migrate to a place first, and then when the other people come to the same place, then these people who migrated first, they would call themselves the natives. And the new ones, they would say they are the immigrants. So this is how it works, and I'm not even the enemy of that. But the thing is, how do we really solve this problem? It's why I wanted to talk to you. I don't believe the riots and demonstrations, they are the answer, because we saw a few months back when the new policies were being announced by the new government, people were rioting and demonstrating that they are treating us right. And I don't think you are really answering the problem, because it's not how you are being treated that it is important. It's how they see you. It's how you are being regarded. Do they regard you as important? Because in the same policy document, they have stated very clearly that there are some other countries which have been given the priority, such as India, Brazil, and other countries. I don't remember the names, but there are some people who are being considered as if they are the ones who are really contributing to the country, and that which might also be true for some reasons. Now, also speaking also about ourselves, I would say for almost 95% of the brothers and sisters whom I know, whom we are in the same networks, who are my fellow Africans, over 95%, they are of full potentials. I have some friends who are good programmers, who are good engineers, photographers, speakers such as me, so much potentials, over 90%. They have so much potential, but very unfortunate is that over 99%, they are not in the professional jobs of which they had invested themselves to take. So most of us, we are falling on the cleaning jobs, we are falling on the food delivery jobs, we are, of course, now we have the new channel, nursing for the elderly, and stuff like that. So these are the kind of jobs which most of us have been given. And too bad is that those people who see you on the street delivering food, the first consideration they have for you is that you don't have any education, you don't have any experience. That's why you don't do anything else. That's why you are doing that kind of job, which of course is a misjudgment, but it's a true judgment based on what you display. I stated one sentence, I think, a few also months ago. I said in any community, you will always be accepted in any community as long as you have something to contribute on the table. But if you are always regarded as the help seeker, they will give you some time. But at some point, you will start to lose respect. You will start to lose that welcoming. You will lose value on these people. And one thing which I can tell you now is that no one can really reject who you are. People can reject who you want to become. Of course, they can stand in the way, but who you really are, no one is able to reject that. And who you really are can always be demonstrated by your strengths, not your name, not your color, not your looks, but what strength do you put forward. So concerning now about this Finland, I can ask a questions to all of my friends, the international community. How much do you strive to demonstrate what you have, the strength, how much you can do? Or do you just surrender to the systems? And it is true, the system is against us for some ways. Of course, first of all, it's better compared to where we are coming from. That one is undeniable. But still, when we are here, it somehow make us go against the currents. But do we just yield, or do we tread through? We have to find a way to go through that. As Mikel International Community, one of the agenda that we have is to find a way to force these talents that we are sitting on right now to be demonstrated to the public. This is what we really seek to achieve. We don't know yet for sure how we are going to do that, but I already have some ideas, and I thank God that I already have some contacts, for example, from the Zamk University, who are willing to help and assist to make sure that the talents from international people, they are being discovered, and people do what they wanted to do from the earlier time. To conclude the discussion, I think for those who are pastors will forgive me, but I have to find my own way to define or to differentiate between sin and evil. In my perspective, I think sin is being unable to live to the potential that God has assigned you. So let it be you were assigned the potential of becoming a teacher, but you're sitting on that potential and you are doing your cleaning job, of course, for the name of looking for food and paying rent. You are sinning. If you were given a talent of helping the elderly, but you are doing something else, you are sinning. If you have read the Bible, where God was talking to Moses, you remember when God was sending Moses to go and deliver the Israel from Egypt, and Moses was starting now to bringing on some excuse not to carry on the task. You see how God got angry. He nearly smashed Moses with a fist or a slap. I can't tell. But what God said is that, am I not the one who gave you that mouth? While Moses was complaining, I can't speak. God was really angry. And this is no different for you. God gets angry at you if you're sitting on your potential for various excuses. I can't do this. I can't speak their language. I'm an African. I don't have any networks. And you are sitting on your talents. You are sinning. But evil is being totally against God. You know what God's want, but you still do the opposite. That's evil. Now, this definition is according to how I say it. So once again, I would like to call on you, brothers. I have already initiated this is Mikel International Community. Wherever you are, you could be in Yoenso, in Tampere, in Kuopio. If you have been able to see this video, you can join this network in Facebook, LinkedIn. Also, we have the WhatsApp group. I look forward to expand to other places like Kuopio. I have no idea how, but we have to find a way to work together. So see you soon. We'll find a way to see, and we can organize together to make sure that we are recognized in Finland as contributors. Thank you so much, and bye-bye.